You've probably heard a million times that your technical skills are what matter most for your career. But what if that's only like half the story? In this explainer, we're going to dive into the professional skills that really turn your knowledge into genuine impact. Let's get into it. Okay, so you've put in the work, right? You got the degree, you have the certifications, the technical know-how is all there. But have you ever just felt like something's missing? Like there's a key piece of the career success puzzle that you just can't quite put your finger on? Well, you are definitely not alone. So, what is that missing ingredient? Well, that missing ingredient is what we're going to call your professional toolkit. These are the skills that take all that technical knowledge you have and actually make it useful in the real world. They're what make you not just good at what you do, but honestly, great to work with. So let's be super clear about what we're talking about. Professional skills, you might have heard them called soft skills, are basically all those interpersonal abilities that are so crucial for success. And here's the best part. Unlike a specific coding language or a piece of software, these skills are totally transferable. You take them with you wherever you go, no matter the job or the industry. I mean, just think about any successful team you've ever been a part of. What made it click? It's these things right here. It's great communication. It's teamwork. It's being able to solve problems together. These skills are like the gears that connect everything. Without them, even the most brilliant individual parts just can't work together, and the whole machine grinds to a halt. But here's the really interesting part. These skills, they don't just pop up out of thin air. They're actually the result of something much deeper inside of us. You can think of it like an inner compass that's guiding every single one of your actions.
So what sets the true north on that inner compass? Well, it all starts with your core values. This is the absolute foundation, the bedrock, that your entire professional identity is built on.
Simply put, your values are your personal rules for life. They're the why behind what you do. They guide how you act and the choices you make, especially when no one is watching. They're what help you decide what's right and what's wrong in any given situation. And this is where it gets real. Let's say one of your core values is honesty. That value is what pushes you to own up to a mistake. Or what about respect? That's what determines whether you actually listen in a meeting or just wait for your turn to talk. See, your values aren't just nice words. They're invisible software that runs your entire professional life. Okay, so growing out of those values are your beliefs. These are the personal ideas you hold about how the world works, about other people, and, maybe most importantly, about yourself. Your beliefs are basically the glasses you wear to see the world. And man, are they powerful. They can either open your mind to endless possibilities or completely shut you down. They're formed by our life experiences, and they have a direct line to how we act. And you can really see the difference they make right here. Do you have a growth mindset? Do you actually believe you can learn and get better, or do you think your talents are just fixed? Do you believe you're in control of your own life? Your answers to these questions will literally shape the entire path of your career. All right, so we've got our core values and the beliefs that stem from them. What happens when all that inner stuff meets the outside world? Well, that's where attitudes come into play. They are the outward expression of everything that's going on inside. Your attitude is kind of your default setting for reacting to, well, everything. It's that gut reaction you have to a new project, a tough coworker, or a crazy deadline. It's the vibe you bring into a room, either positive or negative. And the impact is huge. You can see it right here. Someone with an attitude of open-mindedness in a brainstorming session, they're going to get totally different results than someone who's just cynical from the get-go. Confidence, empathy, positivity, these are not just feelings. They're active choices that really determine how well you and everyone around you can perform. So all of this brings us to the final piece, the big culmination of this whole inner framework. When you take your values, your beliefs, and your attitudes, and you live them out consistently, day in, day out, you create your character. Character isn't about one single heroic moment. Nope, it's the sum of all your little actions over time. It's your reputation. It's whether people know that your actions will match your words. At the end of the day, it's just who you are. So what does character look like at work? It looks like being trustworthy. It looks like being responsible and fair. These aren't just abstract ideas. They're the real-world qualities that build trust, create strong relationships, and earn you a reputation that speaks for itself. Okay, so this inner compass, it's obviously super powerful. But how well do you actually know your own compass? I mean, how do you notice when you might be pointing in the wrong direction? And this is, without a doubt, one of the biggest challenges for every single one of us. It is so hard to see ourselves the way other people see us. We all have blind spots, those little habits or attitudes that are totally obvious to everyone else, but completely invisible to us. There's an amazing tool for this called the Johari window. It's basically a map for self-awareness. You've got 4 boxes. The arena is what you and others know. The facade is what you hide. The unknown is, well, nobody knows. But the really juicy part for growth is the blind spot. That's the stuff others see in you that you are completely oblivious to. Maybe you come across as a little arrogant in meetings and have no idea. That's a blind spot. And the only way to make that box smaller is to get brave and ask for honest feedback. So, understanding all this stuff is a great first step. But let's be real, knowledge without action is pretty much useless. So how do we take everything we've talked about and actually use it to level up in our careers? Let's be really clear about what's at stake here. Getting good at these skills isn't just a nice to have. It directly makes you a more attractive candidate for any job. It helps you crush it in your current role. And honestly, it's probably the single biggest key to unlocking promotions and leadership opportunities down the road. So what's the game plan? It's these 4 steps. First, never stop learning. Second, don't just know this stuff, actually practice it every single day. Third, get the courage to ask for feedback so you can shrink those blind spots. And finally, you have to embrace challenges. That's the only place where real growth happens, right outside your comfort zone. So, we've laid out the whole toolkit and we've talked about the inner compass that powers it. The question is no longer, what are these skills? The real question is, what are you going to do with them? Your career is something you build, piece by piece, every single day. So, what are you going to build?